Should you even play The Last of Us multiplayer? Of course you fucking should. Dr. Pooplove here, and you may have noticed that some of my videos have complained about the Last of Us factions, from the toxicity to the wall shooting and flat out threatening to quit. But factions is actually very special, and with The Last of Us Day almost here, I want to celebrate it and talk about the reasons why I think that this game is still worth playing, even in 2021 and 2022 and beyond. And if you're enjoying this video, then hit that like button so we can spread the poop love all around. But let's get right into it. The first reason this game is so good is because of intimacy. Hey, Firefly. How's about you and me go warm up in the lodge? No. Not that type of intimacy. But rather, there is a very intentional way in which players interact with each other in this game. In each little 15-minute match, you can build a strong bond with your team, or find that one enemy player that you both just kind of keep trading kills throughout the match. And getting kills and getting killed in this game can feel very personal, as you're either getting revenge on someone for teabagging you, or they're teabagging you. And I think part of this has to do with the slow nature of the game. It gives you some real time to kind of think about what you and other players are doing. It gives you more time to kind of ruminate on how you got killed, because you spent so long flanking around that side only for him to know you were there the whole time and throw a molly in your face. It just feels so personal. It can bring out some very, very positive feelings within you when you're doing really well, and it can also bring out really negative things. What I'm trying to say is this game is really affecting. It affects you one way or another, and I think that's part of what is so powerful about this game. The second reason I think this game is worth playing and is so good is because of scarcity. While most shooters seem to focus more on abundance, you get a bunch of ammo, you get a bunch of lives, everything's so quick, factions goes the other way and focuses on scarcity and survival. Even the way the scoreboard is set up in Supply Raid shows that you're counting down to 0 lives, rather than a lot of team deathmatch type modes where you're building up to like 50 kills. By doing this, it kind of sets within the player's mind that, above all, I need to make sure I'm staying alive. And it creates for kind of a different way that people play. And I think that's interesting and unique, and you don't often see that in a lot of games. Because of this, it builds up this kind of great tension in any given match, where sometimes you can even be down to your last bullet, and you know that all you need is just to get that headshot and you'll come out on top, and it can feel so great and so satisfying if you are successful in that. And with each match, you're building up kind of from 0, where you're trying to upgrade guns throughout the match, you're trying to collect resources and build up an arsenal so that you're more and more powerful. Within each match, you're growing from nothing to something super powerful. And I think there's something really satisfying about getting to do that each time. The third reason this game is worth playing is the gameplay design. Naughty Dog's very intentional gameplay design can create some very satisfying moments. They're Naughty Dog, so they always have a really high attention to quality, and that comes through in the gameplay. From getting that full bloom indicator that tells you that you got a headshot, there's something so satisfying about getting a headshot and seeing all 8 of those lines spread out. There's something so satisfying about teaching enemies a lesson for bunching up too close, throwing that molly and getting them all. There's something about getting a comeback by just focusing and playing strategically and maneuvering and trying to foil the enemy. You have tailored special executions for your favorite guns, and combined with the other 2 factors, it just really makes for some really satisfying moments in gameplay. And the fourth reason I think this game is worth playing is maybe a little cheesy, but the community. And yeah, I know there's a lot of toxicity in the community, but there are some real pockets of awesome people who recognize this game for what it is and have helped to keep this game alive. And we also stick together because when we didn't get that factions announcement in the showcase, we all basically just hugged each other and cried through our emotions. I don't know a whole lot of other gaming communities, but this one is pretty special. And so those are just some of the reasons that I think Factions is so special and awesome. And I know the game is definitely not perfect, but there is just something truly special about this game. And I think that's part of why we know that once we get Factions 2, everyone will get to know what we already know. And I think there's something really exciting about that. But what do you all think? What are your favorite parts about Factions? Let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, so long, Pooper Troopers.